Good morning, and I believe this is going to be my last lecture. We're dealing with Chapter 9. We're focusing on the aspects of relieving our inventory, and we're going to focus only on perpetual FIFO and perpetual LIFO. That is all you'll be responsible for as we wrap up our semester, okay? And again, get your projects into me as soon as you can, and that will allow you to spend the weekend doing your prep for my final quiz, which in format will be just like every other interim quiz that you've taken, okay? It will focus on our most recent chapters. So now, here's a scenario I've given you. They've got a wonderful scenario in the book dealing with bathtubs. I've written my own here. Very simple. During the month of October, you're in the business of selling one item and one item only, and those are margarita blenders. Okay? Feliz Cinco de Mayo también. So have a good May 5th, please. And prices are going up, okay? If prices never changed, we wouldn't have to worry about Chapter 9 at all, but prices are indeed moving upward, as they so often do during inflationary periods. And remember, whatever you sell your product for, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. All that matters in Chapter 9 is how much you take out of inventory at cost. Always carry inventory at cost, right? And also how much you leave there. Whatever you had available, starting plus whatever you bought, that's how much you have to account for. How much you take out and transfer to cost of goods sold when you make a sale, and how much you leave behind in inventory, those two numbers have to add up to what you had available. Okay, we're keeping it very simple here. So the easiest thing to do, friends, when dealing with FIFO or LIFO assumptions, in other words, which items you're pretending you're taking out of inventory, it helps if you think of them in terms of layers. Now remember, there are many variations on FIFO and LIFO and other inventory costing methods, but we're dealing with the most fundamental ones that exist in the wonderful world of accounting. Remember, you can't combine unlike variables in algebra. You can't, unless A and B are the same number, you can't combine factors with A in them with factors with B in them. It's the same thing in layers. So you can't combine items that you bought at $40 each with items that you bought at $55 each. Okay? So we're going to start by looking at perpetual FIFO. Now, regardless of cost flow assumptions, and that's why we call them assumptions, friends, you're going to have the same number of physical items. Okay? All that matters is which items you're pretending you take out when you make a sale. So on October 1st, you've got 3 blenders, and you bought them for $40 each. Your beginning inventory, consequently, is $120. You go out on October 3rd and buy 2 more, but oh, the price has gone up. Okay, so you've got a blend, no pun intended, of $40 units and $45 units. So far, as of October 3rd, you've got $210 worth of inventory. And you buy 2 more on October 5th. It's going to be a big month for margaritas, hey? And the price has gone up to $50. You can't combine those layers. You've got to keep them distinct and separate. So now you've got a total of $310 worth of inventory representing 7 blenders. That's your availability. That $310, you're either going to sell them or you're not going to sell them, and they're still here. Now we're using perpetual FIFO, remember. Ignore periodic. No one uses periodic anymore. I will not hold you responsible for anything to do with periodic inventory. So, perpetual means you always must know how much you've got and how much you have sold. You have to keep track of it in a subsidiary ledger. So, now on the 10th of October, you're going to sell 3 of them. This is where the cost flow assumption comes in. Are you selling the oldest ones or the newest ones? We're using FIFO. First in, first out. Therefore, we're going to assume that we're selling the oldest ones first. We're keeping the newest ones. We're selling 3 of them, so we're going to sell 3. They're all going to be costed out at $40. So you're going to make, as you recall, 2 entries when you record the sale. I don't care what you sell them for. I think I gave you a price up here. No, I did not. It doesn't matter. I don't care what you sell them for. All that matters is what comes out of inventory. In this case, you would relieve. That's the word we use, friends. We would relieve our inventory. We would take the oldest ones out first, $120, and that's what leaves. Okay, what's left? Okay, well, if you had 7 of them and you sold 3 of them, you know you've got 4 left. Okay, I did the math. Okay, But which ones do you have? You've got, if you sold the oldest ones, that means you've got 4 left. It must be these right here. 2 at 45 and 2 at 50. Okay, and this is what your subsidiary ledger would look like. Okay, remember, can't combine them now, but I'm going to show you something very important in a moment. So we've got $90 worth of these, and you've got $100 worth of these. Okay, now look at this, friends. Remember, you had 300, let's dollarize this now. You had $310 worth of inventory. You took out 120. What's the sum of those two numbers? 190. 120 that you took out and the 190 you have left equals $310. You always have that number available, and either you sell it and take the cost out, or you don't, and it's still here. So cost of goods sold plus ending inventory must always add up to what you had available to sell, and therein lies the basic secret of perpetual inventory accounting. FIFO or LIFO, either way it's got to work, okay? I showed you averaging as well, but I'm not going to hold you responsible for it for our final. Hold on. As always, I can only talk so long. My voice is dying. Okay, now, we layer up again. We're going to go out and replace our inventory. We sold 3, now we're going to buy 3. Doesn't matter how many you buy or how many you sell, but we're going to stock up again. But the price is still at 50, so we're going to have to spend 150 bucks. How many have you got now? Okay. Now, well, you had 4 of them. Now you've added 3 more. So, can you combine them? Well, you can combine the last 2. If they're at different prices, you can't mix them. So, you had 2 at 45. You also had 2 at 50. Now you've got 3 more at 50. So I can combine all the $50 blenders. That I'm allowed to do, right? So as of right now, I have $90, and now I've added a few more blenders, and I've got $250. So as of right now, I have got $340 worth of inventory, okay? I look at my subsidiary ledger, and I see that that 340 represents 2 at 45 and 5 at 50. Whenever I make a sale, the oldest ones will go first. Okay? Now, on October 17th, I'm going to sell 2 more. Which 2? FIFO, the oldest ones go first. So I'm going to take out the oldest ones at 45, which means my cost of goods sold, hold on please. This morning my fingers are being a little lazy. I'm going to transfer to cost of goods sold $90. Okay? So I make one entry for the sale. I don't care what the selling price is. That's up to me. Separate issue. This is about inventory relief. The oldest ones, these are going to go. I'm using the FIFO. The newest ones stay. How many do I have now? I had 7. I got rid of the 2 oldest. How many do I have left? Obviously, I had 7. I sold 2. I've got 5 left. And those 5 are all worth $50 each. So my inventory, ending inventory at the end of the month is $250. Okay? So $250 is my ending inventory. How much was my cost of goods sold? Okay, my cost of goods sold for the month was 120 plus 90. 120 plus 90 is 210. 210 plus 250, okay, is $460. If you add up everything I started with and everything I bought, you'll find that that equals $460. Either I sold it and costed it out, or I still have it. Either way, the number has got to equal $460. Okay, I'm going to save this number for you so I can post it. Okay, it's that easy, friends. Tedious? Maybe. Difficult? Come on. No, it's not difficult at all. Just be meticulous about your numbers keeping, okay? All right, now we're going to move to the wonderful world of LIFO. I remind you that the United States, as far as I know, is the only country in the world that uses LIFO. Other countries don't recognize it. So when we move from US GAAP to International Financial Reporting Standards, we are probably going to have to give up LIFO, and a lot of people aren't going to like that. All right, now, let's go back. Under FIFO, remember, whatever we had and whatever we buy, that's reality. You can't mess with that, okay? Cost flow assumptions are all about how we decide to relieve inventory cost and leave behind inventory cost, okay? So we can't change the physical reality of what you see right here, friends. As of, let me see, 10-1, 10-3, 10-5, as of 10-5, we had 7 units at a cost of $310 sitting in our inventory. There it is. I've repeated it for you right down here. Now, we go through the same motions. You're going to sell 3 of them on October 10th. Which ones are you selling? You're pretending. It doesn't matter physically which ones you sell. I don't care about that. We're pretending that we sell the newest ones first. You're selling 3. So what layers do we take them from? We're taking them from the most recently purchased layers. So on October 5th, we had 2 of them that we bought at 50, but we sold 3 of them. So we have to go 1 layer back and penetrate that $45 layer. So the third one will come from that layer. Okay? So we're going to take 2 times 50, and we're going to take 1 at 45, and that means that we're going to debit the second entry we make upon making the sale is going to be $145. Okay? So we got rid of these 2, and we took 1 of those. We're leaving the oldest ones behind. I remind you, they're the cheapest ones. So the amount that we transferred, cost of goods sold, is $145. Okay. All right. What's left? Now we know that whatever we sell and relieve from inventory, plus whatever we have left, has to equal $310. That's a reality. So what's left? Well, we haven't touched that layer. That layer is still intact. We've still got 3 of them at 40. And we got rid of 1 of these at 45, but we've got the other one left. Okay? Just like that. It is that easy, friends. Just keep your FIFO and your LIFO in mind. Okay, so we have 120 and we have 45. $165 and $145, okay, is still going to give us an accounting equal to $310. And let's do it in units too. We had 7, we sold 3, we've got 4 left. So whether you do it additively or whether you do it multiplicatively, if that's even a word, you still come to the same result. Okay. Now, you're going to buy 3 more on 10/15, just like we did before rather. Most recently, we have 3 at 50 for 150. How many do you have now? Well, we had 4. We added 3. We've got 7. Okay? But you can't combine them. Remember that? So, layer up. We had 3. We had 1. And now we just bought 3 more. Okay. We had 3 at 40. 1 at 45. And now we just bought 3 more at 50. Keep those layers distinct, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and I'm going to math this all out for you. So as of right now, you have got, what does that equal? That's $315 worth of inventory, I believe, if I'm doing my mental math correctly. Okay, 315, I believe that is. And now that's your inventory. And you're going to sell 2 of them. Let me save this so I don't delete it by accident, which makes me extremely angry, even though I'm a pacifist. And you're going to sell 2 of them on October 17th, okay? Now, here comes the thing. You penetrate the layers and see which ones you sell. We're using LIFO. So you know whatever you sell, last in, first out, is going to go first. Last in, first out. So we're taking whatever we sell out of that layer. That is $50. So when we make our 2 entries, the first one to record the sale at whatever price, I don't care, and the second entry is to relieve inventory and transfer it to cost of goods sold, it's going to be $100. Okay? All right. Now, as usual, if I mess my math up here as I'm demonstrating this for you, and I can't make the numbers work, which does happen, whether I'm in front of you at the podium or here online, I will fix it and I will make sure that you have the right information for my demo, okay? So now, here, you had 3, 1, 3, you had 7. You sold 2, that means you've got 5 left. Okay, so now, what are they? 5, okay. It looks like since I sold my 2 most recent of this layer, okay, I've got 1 left. I've got that one left, and I've got 3 left. That's my 5. Okay, so when I look at my ending inventory, I've got 3, 1, and 1. Okay, one of these is gone. I'm sorry, 2 of those are gone. I stand corrected. 2 of those are gone, so I've got 1 left. The pricing, 40, 45, and 50. Okay, so let's multiply that out, just like that. All right, so if I add those numbers up, I'm getting a little less confident about my mental math, so I'll cheat and use Excel. All right, I've got $215 of inventory left. Okay, so of the total that I had available, all right, I had sold 145 worth, okay, and 145, and I sold another 100. That's $245, okay, and I have just proven to you that I have $215 left in inventory. And if I add those 2 numbers together, you'll see that it equals 460, and that's exactly the number that we had when we combined the cost of goods sold with our ending inventory under our FIFO assumption. And friends, that is it. It is that simple. Now, a company will not be dealing with a single product. It will not be dealing with only a couple of transactions, but no matter how frequent your transactions are, or how complicated things get, or how many product lines you have, it will still come down to this. And I hope you also see why you need a subsidiary ledger for inventory, just like we proved that when you went for receivables. Okay? You always have to be able to explain the underlying data beneath a general ledger balance. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been wonderful working with you for this semester. Good luck with the final and for your prep and with your project. And here I'm going to wish you and yours a very safe summer, a happy summer or healthy summer. Be well, and it's been wonderful working with you. Bye-bye.